We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận tình, vì thứ pháp hồi cập nhờ thiết chúng sanh. Thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như á liêu sanh thoáng tư ly khổ đạt lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thù Sư Chế Đô Ye Ở La Hư Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tu Già Đa Già La Ha Đề Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zhao yu wo jin jie wen de shou zhi Yuan Jie Ru Lai Zhe Shi Yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Chu Yi, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good known advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、智者大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位上智士，弥陀佛。 Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa trí giả đại sư Thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị xin tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 13th of July 2024. We're here at Way Mountain Temple to continue discussing the Vimalakirti Sutra. We're on chapter 1, slide 58, at the very beginning of the sutra. So beginning of the text itself. So text mentioned the word Buddha. At the time, Buddha was at a certain place. So the Buddha means enlightened, Sanskrit for enlightened being. Enlightenment, we talked about it last time. There are three types of enlightenment. You talk about this in this progression. First, you need to enlighten yourself. Next, you need to learn to enlighten others. And then number three, there is perfection of both. The perfection of self-enlightenment and perfection of enlightenment of others. The one thing I did not explain to you is that the perfection of enlightenment depends on the enlightenment of others. So you cannot jump from 1 to 3. You have to go through 2. Okay? It's not stressed enough. There's a process here that's proven effective for all over the universe. In the wisdom treatise, that's the Shastra that talks about practical wisdom. It says that Buddha, in language of the country Qin, in China back then, means as a knower. What does he know? He knows about everything. What are everything? Anything you can think of. Number of living beings in the three realms. He can know the exact details exact count. Non-living beings in the three realms. He knows about the theories, the principles, permanent versus impermanent. Everything there is to know, Buddha knows. Isn't that amazing? This is here. His knowledge is infinite. There's nothing he does not know. Under the Bodhi tree, he became clearly aware. So in his path of enlightenment, of Buddhahood, he sat under the Bodhi tree, and through that process of meditation, he meditated for 49 days, vowing that he will not get up until he became a Buddha. Okay, right there is part of the Dharma of cultivation. You commit to it. You do something that is not necessarily logical to you. Okay, and that's why after a while the causes and conditions matured, and he became enlightened by seeing the North Star, and he accomplished Buddhahood. Also, Buddhas actually have a lot of different titles. Buddhas have limitless names. Why is that? Each name represents one of his biggest accomplishments. Okay? So, for example, Master YongHua will forever be known as the patriarch who brought Mahayana from China to the US, a feat which is incredibly difficult, okay, and lay the foundation for American Mahayana. Not Chinese anymore, it's American Mahayana he laid foundations for, okay. And so similarly, he also did many great deeds. He, for example, produced a generation of accomplished monks and nuns, a feat that's not done that often before. And so you see, Buddhas similarly go through that. If you see what Master YongHua accomplished, the Buddha accomplished like 1,000,000 times more, 1,000,000 times bigger. I'm not joking, okay? And so Buddha's accomplishments are so numerous, so countless. So each name of the Buddha, each title of the Buddha, is a recognition of his accomplishments. So that's why so each Buddha has limitless names, okay, because he practiced and he accomplished so many things in the past, humongous accomplishments. However, because we have limitations, if we spend one lifetime learning about all the names of the Buddhas, we won't be able to do it. You won't have time to complete it. So that's why usually all Buddhas have 10 different titles, 10 different names, okay, that all Buddhas share, okay. Thus come one, for example, is one of the 10 names. What's another one? No one knows? Don't you recite the 88 Buddhas' repentance? Yes, 6.
World honored one.
World honored one, okay. What else? Tathagata, yeah. What else? In the back?
Worthy of offering, Ingong.
Worthy of offering, the one worthy of offering, okay. What else? You got 3 so far. Open up the 88 Buddhas' repentance. I used to memorize it. JC.
저 세간의 무상사 조장부.
JMT.
선서 세간의 무상사 조장부.
It sounds right.
Someone saying we cannot hear you.
네, 스님. 당스님 선서 세간의 무상사 조장부.
Master,
善事.
I don't know the English name. 선서 무상사 조장부.
There you go. It sounds right. Yes.
네, 고맙습니다.
작견. Yes, 5.
천인사 불세존.
It sounds right. Okay. Next. The well gone. 善事. I forgot. I used to memorize. I got to give. Yes, in the back.
Master, can I list it out?
Sure.
如来无善事，世间界，应供正宾之世间界，调御丈夫，天人师，佛世尊。
Yeah. There you go. That's Chinese. I used to memorize that. I couldn't understand the English. Okay, so those are the 10 names. I think you should memorize the 10 names. Also known as the one with all wisdom. Okay, his wisdom includes, encompasses everything. So his virtues are immeasurable, and meaning that he took losses after losses after losses. Okay, and all Buddhas know each other, so they praise each other. There's no jealousy. There's no worry about being outshined by the other Buddhas. Okay, so they all know each other and praise each other. At the time the Buddha dwelt, the word dwelt, 在 in Chinese. In theory, there are 4 kinds of abiding. Number 1, you should know about that. Celestial beings abide differently than us. What do they abide on? They abide in giving, observing precepts, and doing good. What does it mean? Gods and goddesses' job, primary job, is to practice giving. Okay? And they lead a moral life. They do good. This is what is the requirements for membership to the realms of the heavens. Because once you're up there, you need to give. You need to observe the rules of morality, and you need to avoid doing evil and practice only good. Okay? That's what it takes for you to stay in the heavenly realms. You don't do that, you don't belong. You cannot last. All right? Number 2, there's a Brahman abiding, where they practice purity. Brahma is a life of purity. How is a life purity achieved? By practicing the 4 dhyanas of the form realm, the 4 limitless minds of the formless realm, and the four formless samadhis, and the four limitless minds. Okay? And that's Brahma practice. This is what I didn't know. I didn't know the Brahman practice involves practicing four limitless minds. What are the four limitless minds? Do you know? No one knows. You know how to make money, get promotion, but you don't know what are the four limitless minds. You can cheat. I don't care. I'm a master. I can't cheat. Doesn't look good. But you can cheat. It's an open book. What's that? Hmm? 众生无边誓愿度。Yes, 6.
Equanimity. I cheated, by the way.
You cheated. Equanimity. What else?
Okay. Loving kindness.
Loving kindness.
Compassion and joy.
That's Hinayana. We don't do Hinayana. Don't bother cheating with Hinayana materials. What are the four limitless minds in Mahayana? With that, you can compare your four with the four Mahayana ones. You see the big difference. You don't have ChatGPT, and they translate pretty good. Yeah? What are the four? Go ahead. In the back.
Master is kindness, compassion, joy, and renunciation.
Liang Xin, that's right. The four limitless minds are kindness, compassion, joy, and renunciation. Okay? And those are the four limitless minds. All right? And there are two more kinds of abiding. The sages abide in the three emptinesses. So the point here, the sages, they become a sage because you understand and you can abide in emptiness. Okay, what kind of emptiness we're talking about? No nature emptiness, different nature emptiness, and self-nature emptiness, depending on your level. Okay, so this is no nature emptiness, meaning that they have don't have. You remember in the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra, Master Ching Liang talked about the three natures. Okay, the three natures, the one that's everywhere calculating and attached to. Okay, the opposite of that is no nature emptiness. The second nature is the nature of sochu. 边际所取. So it's referred to itaji sing. It refers to the nature that arises depending on something else. Okay, that's a form of confusion. And so this nature here is the opposite of that, meaning different nature emptiness. And finally, the self-nature emptiness is the equivalent to the perfectly accomplished true nature. Okay, so sages, depending on their level, can dwell on different levels of emptiness. So the highest one is the true emptiness. Below that is called emptiness, but it's not true emptiness yet. Only the Mahayana sages would have what is deemed true emptiness. Only bodhisattvas and Buddhas would understand about true emptiness. This is why the other sages, whether it's Pratyeka Buddhas or Arhats, they don't talk about true emptiness. They only talk about emptiness. That's all they learned. Okay. And they abide in understanding of three emptinesses, of the Four Noble Truths, the 12 links of dependent origination. So these are the sages. They understand emptiness, they understand Four Noble Truths, and the 12 conditioned links. All right? Number 4, the Buddhas abide in these particular things that very Mahayana, Shrangama and limitless samadhis, powers, fearless qualities, all dharmas of Buddhas. And so the Buddha have his own special kind of abiding, Shrangama, the Shrangama Samadhi. I mean, he's untouchable. He cannot be touched by demons. Demons cannot disturb him at all. Okay, that's why they're frightened. When demons who specialize in afflicting you and disturbing you, they will go near beings that they cannot touch, okay? They cannot disturb, they become scared. They're frightened. They're afraid. What are they afraid of? They're afraid of being exposed. That's what they're afraid of. All right. So Buddha dwell in Vaishali, okay, out of compassion. Slide 62. The garden Arampali near Vaishali. Okay, Vaishali means vast, abundant, pure, and adorned. Okay, this is a country that's very prosperous and flat. Okay, the capital city has flowers and it's very magnificent. Sometimes Vaishali is translated as good rice, fertile. So its harvests are very abundant. Sometimes Vaishali is translated as flat paths. The inhabitants cherish proper path. They have a lot of blessings. People who have blessings cherish doing the right things. When you don't have blessings, that's when you're prone to doing evil things, stupid things. French call it bêtise. You only hurt yourself. Stupid thing to hurt yourself. Okay? They cherish harmony. Okay? Very much like Asian cultures. They cherish humaneness. Okay? Decency. Righteousness. Okay? So what does it tell you? It tells you that if you have blessings, this is what you surround yourself with, these types of people. They gather in Vaishali, and they, in order to have it, to get along, they do the proper things. They practice harmony, they practice humaneness, and they practice righteousness. And it's interesting for you to gauge yourself, your environment, and the people that you're with. This is an indicator of superior beings. And that's why in Vaishali there's no need for a ruler. And there are 500 elders who love to practice the path of goodness and virtues. So among those virtuous residents, they have 500 elders. What does it mean, 500 elders? Meaning there's so many virtuous senior citizens. Okay? That's a club of 500 leaders, of elders who are so virtuous that everyone looked up to them, and everyone would come to them to have their disputes or questions resolved. So they really don't need to go complain to the king and bring or sue, take people to court. Okay? I believe there's no lawyers in Vaishali. All right? In Vaishali, there's a garden of Amrapali. This is where there are lots of anlo trees. It's a fruit tree. The fruit looks like a peach or a plum, but actually it's not. And according to the sutras, the fruit of the anlo tree, you cannot tell whether it's ripe or unripe. So we don't know how it's eaten. It's not clear. Okay. The flower of the tree gave birth to a girl. People were amazed that a girl could be born by a tree, from a tree. And they designated an entire garden for her. And they entrusted the girl with the protection of the garden, and that's why it's named the Anlo Tree Garden. The Buddha, when he came to Vaishali, people adored him so much they offered this garden to him as a gift, and that's why he dwelt. Right? 64. Buddhas, like kings, they don't go by themselves. They always have a retinue. So his retinue is together with a great assembly of not just a bunch of people, but 8,000 great bhikshus. 8,000. How many people can we hold here at Way Mountain Buddha Hall, you think? 200? That's being generous. 200. You squish them together. Yeah? And don't breathe. Like this, probably 200. Huh? How about 8,000? So you need about 40 of our Buddha halls. That's bigger than a football field. How on earth did the Buddha speak Dharma to these people? Can you think? Did you think? Ever thought of it? 8,000 people? There's no electricity, no microphone back then. And they followed him because he spoke Dharma for them daily. Yeah, cool? So anyway, so 8,000. And so this is the sixth requirement. There's a group of people who were there. And among them, there's the Ananda with all the Arhats, the Bodhisattvas, and their heavenly dragons, fourfold assemblies. Okay, so they all bore witness to this explanation of the sutra, the sutra being spoken. And among the assemblies, usually when the Buddhas when they describe the assemblies that accompany the Buddhas, usually the Shravakas, okay, are listed first. Shravakas are just another word for Arhats. Okay, they're listed first because they're closest to the body, to the Buddha, physically. They always are in his proximity. What for? To serve the Buddha, to keep him company, and meanwhile they're observing the precepts and develop deeper and deeper faith in the Buddha's teachings. And in particular, this is a very important role that's typical of, that's very colorful and peculiar to Buddhism, is that these disciples, close disciples of the Buddhas, one of the most important roles they play is that they act as testimonials of the Buddha's teachings. Meaning what? Whatever the Buddha taught in terms of accomplishments, okay, in terms of purity, okay, these Shravakas, the bhikshus, were the embodiment of those qualities of the Buddha's teachings. Okay, so Buddhas have no one else to verify for themselves, so they rely on their disciples to provide testimonials to their teachings. Okay, so Buddhas never to say, I'm greatest, I'm the greatest monk, I'm the greatest human being there is. Okay, they go about doing the things, and their disciples, the Buddha disciples, listen to their sermons, their teachings, put them to practice, and open their wisdom, and live accordingly. So they act like the proof of what the Buddha talked about, the accomplishments that the Buddha talked about. All right? 65. The second group next to the Shravakas are the Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are unruly. Shravakas are very orderly, very proper. Bodhisattvas are wackos. You don't know what they're going to do. That's why they are bodhisattvas. That's why Buddhas know them so well. They say, okay, you can be yourselves, okay, but don't get too close to me. So that's why the Arhats, the role is also to put a wall between the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. So Arhats, they have an attitude. They say, you don't deserve to be next to the Buddha. You're incorrigible. Okay? You can't be taught. You don't listen. Whereas we listen. We are faithful to the Buddha's teachings. Okay? So Bodhisattvas are unruly. They are very, very diverse group. But what the commonality is that they are endowed with great compassion, more so than the Arhats. And not only are they compassionate, their work is about benefiting all the others. So that's why they don't have time to comb the hair. And who has time to comb my hair? I'm too busy helping others. Okay? They don't have time to shave their head like the Arhats. The Arhats have to shave their heads every 2 weeks. Okay? Bodhisattvas, they don't care. They have beard, they have hair, they have bushy hair and everything. And what's also very interesting nature about the Bodhisattva is that they are very hard to read. They're very hard to classify. You cannot say, oh, Bodhisattva is like that. Bodhisattva is compassionate. Wrong. They are compassionate, but you cannot tell that they are compassionate. Sometimes they appear to be compassionate to you. Sometimes they are the most meanest SOBs. Okay? So Bodhisattvas are all over the map. That's why you cannot tell that they're Bodhisattvas. Okay? They don't want you to know they're Bodhisattvas. Okay? Because they value, like here, just like here in the U.S. What do we value here in the U.S.? That, in the back, what do we value?
Personal privacy.
Privacy. Oh, you don't believe me? Drive to Pasadena. Go on Del Mar. Okay? And you keep going. You go into Los Robles, and you begin to go into Pasadena. And when you're in Pasadena, because all houses have a fence around it, a tall fence, you cannot see anything. Okay? So, and don't be surprised that many of these houses belong to bodhisattvas. It's my theory. Okay. And so because they're unruly, they're unpredictable, but they're important because we don't want to feel like they make them feel they're slighted, they're not important, because they do important work for the Buddha. So they listed next after the arhats. All right? It's politics. Within the Buddha Dharma, there's also politics. You think that politics only belongs to the world? No. It's within the Buddha's organization as well. You've been so naive, You learn the Buddha's perfection and purity, baloney. A lot of politics going on. Like here. Together, a great assembly, 8,000 bhikshus. And then the next group are the Dharma protectors, okay, or the heavenly dragons. These are fierce beings. They demand respect. They instill fear, okay? 4 assemblies, meaning that the monks and nuns and the lay people who still have not opened the wisdom yet, okay? They're sort of like the Buddha puts up with them. It's sort of like, I'm investing in your future, okay? It's like, that's how we treat babies in our families, right? Yes, buddy, yes. Are we friends? All right. And so this group here, supposedly they lack enlightenment, they lack wisdom, and they not working hard enough to benefit others. When Mahayana, when we talk about benefiting others, we go all out. Okay? We don't do things halfway. And you help a little bit and you think, that must be enough. Master must be impressed by now. Okay? I'm practicing the Bodhisattva path. Okay? And so they don't understand the importance of benefiting others. All right? And so that's why they enlisted last. All right. And 67, among the assembly, there's also distinction between the two vehicles. Okay, vehicles of the small vehicle Hinayana is confined, is narrow, more narrow-minded, is only obsessed with emptiness. Okay, or the unenlightened beings, they're confined to existence. And whereas here the bodhisattvas are not attached to anything. That's why they transcend both the ordinary and the small wisdom. Okay? They maintain the non-dual practice. What's a non-dual practice? These are important Buddhist concepts. It helps you understand the scope of Mahayana. What's a non-dual practice? What's non-dual practice? Give me an example, if you understand. Give me an example of something that's non-dual practice. Or give me an example of dual practice. Yes, 6.
Middle way. Middle way.
The middle way is what?
Some emptiness and everything is empty and it's not empty at the same time. Or
What kind of practice is that? Here's the thing. Non-dual? Okay, anyone else? Another example. What's a non-dual practice? Yes, 7.
The example of dual practice would be Hinayana, you are Mahayana, separating.
Dual practice? Okay. All right. Another example of non-dual practice. Or dual practice. You have to think. Your life is dual. Isn't it? Existence is dual. So what's non-dual? So dual practice is you live. What's non-dual practice? You don't live, you die. No? Yes, 7.
Maybe above birth and death.
Above birth and death? What's above birth and death?
They're not reborn. They are beyond this attachment to Saha world. They have a freedom to choose. Okay. What it's referring to in this slide, 67, is a lifestyle. More clues? It's referring to you have the assembly that's divided into 3 groups, right? Shravakas and what's on this side? Ordinary people, lay people, or unenlightened sanghas, monks and nuns. Okay, so you have one side, there's emptiness here, who's detached from everything. Yes? The Shravakas, you cannot touch them. I like to equate them to pasta al dente. You throw anything at them, it falls. It cannot attach to them. You can't affect them. Okay? Pasta al dente, you throw it against a wall, it falls down. It doesn't stick to the wall. Same thing with arhats. Whatever you give them, doesn't stick. They're not impressed. Trust me. The true arhats, they are not impressed by anything you can think of. So they are one extreme of emptiness. He says, doesn't matter. Why do you give me money? Why do you give me clothes for? You know, you bring him this fancy red sash in the Chinese Buddhism. The red sash is a sign of, virtue, sign of accomplishment, of respect and so forth, of rank, high ranks, okay? You don't have in Korea, but in Chinese, red is a color of power. You arrived, okay? That's why when I was young, my Dharma brothers, when they were given a red sash, they said, oh, no, I don't deserve it. Seriously. Okay? So they said, what do you give me a red sash for? It's empty. It's meaningless. Your adoration is meaningless to me. The temple you give me is empty to me. It doesn't mean anything. Newbies, wake up. You may have gone to the wrong path. Okay? We are pure. Everything is empty. We don't care for temples. We don't care for statues. Yeah? Look behind me. See anything impressive? It's all free, by the way. I didn't spend a single dime for anything behind me. So if it burns down, there's an earthquake, I don't care. Okay? So one extreme is that it's empty, the Shravaka says, I don't care. Okay? I'm perfectly happy living under the tree, okay, in the wilderness, in 120-degree temperature in Thailand, no toilet. I never could imagine how they go to the toilet. Anyway, to us Americans, toilets are everything. Not just toilets. We want toilets with marbles. Never mind. It's cooler. You don't understand anything. When you sit there, it's cooler. Yes, Heaven. You have better?
I think Americans are attached to toilet paper. Didn't we already prove it during the COVID time? How it was important? Toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Yeah, that's right. There's a serious shortage of toilet paper. Okay, so American. Okay, so one side is emptiness, the purity. It says, I'm above desire, I have nothing. There's nothing you can do to tempt me. Okay, so that's the Shravakas. And the lay people on the other side is what? They're attached to everything. They want Porsches, they want red cars, they want money, they want fame, they want bimbap, sushis, jajangmyeon. Okay, pho, pho. You all understand pho, right? Okay, so one side it says, I'm attached to nothing. The other side, I'm attached to everything. Give me a lot of gold. The more gold, the better. Okay? So the Bodhisattva is in between. That's what it means. Okay, it's non-dual. It's nothing profound. You guys are stuck on terminologies. Non-dual is that extreme of emptiness or extreme of existence. Therefore, they're not attached to either extremes. They can go here and sit with the arhats for a while, and oh, you guys are so boring. Let me go play with my buddy. So that's what bodhisattvas do. They mingle, okay? They get along with everyone. They're not stuck over here with cars, houses. They're not stuck over here with wilderness, with nothing. Okay, that's what it means, non-dual practice. Does it help? Okay. Let me tell you. It's if you can explain this, it shows your understanding of Mahayana. Okay, non-dual practice. That's why I spend time explaining to you. Together with is another another concept in Buddhism. In the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra, there are 7 different kinds of togetherness. One place, one time, one precept, one mind, one view, one path, one liberation. That's togetherness. It's a lot more than just hanging out. Okay? Like Sinan Sunim, when she comes back to America, she just came back a few days ago. Now all her buddies are showing up so that they can hang out. You notice that? Huh? Okay? So togetherness here, okay? Being one place, okay? Meaning, speaking of togetherness, there is Sinan Sunim. Okay, there's being in one place at one time. Okay, at that particular time, that's the time, togetherness of time, togetherness of precept. Okay, what precept are we talking about? The precept of non-action. 无作. This is wisdom. If you have wisdom, then you would be doing nothing. 无作. What does 无作 mean? Daniel, of all the years you've been here, you must understand this by now.
Understand?
Don't disappoint me, because your girlfriend will be so disappointed. This is time to shine, my friend. Huh? What is non-action?
Non-action, I think, means
You're still thinking.
do not act, not acting.
Do not act. Like, do not do a movie. Do not get on stage. Is what you mean? See, he's thinking.
Non-thinking.
Not thinking, you're thinking. Okay, someone helps him out. What's non-action? It's funny, interesting, it says, the rules of morality ultimately is non-action. See, you lucky the girlfriend just showed up. I would not ask you a question anymore. Don't want to embarrass you. Well, what's non-action? Which means the purity of precepts. This is some very Mahayana. 7.
Is it, Master, no thinking and no creating any karma?
It means do not create karmas. Okay? In contrast, ordinary people, they're called ordinary, and they're ordinary people because they create karmas. Catholics create what? What kind of karmas? What kind of karmas do Catholics create? Yes, ma'am. She knows, she's from JC.
Area. Good karma, Master.
Good karma. Well, can't argue with that. What do Catholics create? What kind of karmas do they create? Catholic karmas. Not just good karmas, bad karmas too. Huh? They lie, they cheat, they covet others' wives. This is why the Catholic you disagree, obviously. See? So the Catholic create Catholic karmas, okay? What about Buddhists? Thank you very much. Let's play it safe. Yeah. Buddhists, what kind of karmas do Buddhists create? Yes, of course. Be original.
Enlightening karma.
Enlightening karma. Okay, not all Buddhists are enlightened. So Buddhists create Buddhist karmas. So what is non-creation of of karmas? What's that? What's non-action? No karma being created. How is it possible? Daniel, you must know by now. Have you been doing your homework? Hey, girlfriend, what happened to all his homework? Did he turn in his homework on time? So what?
What was the question?
I forgot too. So what is non-action?
Not thinking, but if you don't think
How do you create no action?
by not doing nothing, no thinking.
So you're dead? Does it mean you're dead? That's guaranteed not to create anything.
Well, if you're a human being, it's not possible unless you're in Somali.
Why? That's why they think they know, but they don't know anything. What's non-action? How do you create no karmas? How? 7.
No affliction.
No affliction? How do you have no affliction? Teji Sunim, how do you create no karmas? Stop yelling at my nuns. And lay people. Stop it. Okay? Because you're creating karmas. Correct? Yeah? Nay? Okay, very good. Just remember that. Just 3.
No attachments.
No attachments. How do you create no karmas? It's so obvious. It's right there in front of you, but you can't grab it. Yes, 7.
You stay in samadhi.
Stay in samadhi. That's what the Catholic just said. Yes, 3. 3.
1. Don't react.
Don't react. JC, how do you create no karmas? JC.
지침을 따릅니다.
She says, have someone else do it for you. Like Sina and Sunim, he says, will you do it for me? Do it! Yes, what did she say?
Following the instruction.
Follow instructions. That's still creating karmas. How do you create no karmas? Oh my God, you don't know? 중인 스님.
번뇌를 일으키지 않습니다.
No affliction.
No affliction. But what about you have no affliction, so you will not create karmas? Yes, in the back. 3.
You cannot create karmas if you are dead.
You're dirt?
Dead.
You're dead? You just stole my answer. Yes, 6.
You go back to your nature, to your navel.
Go back to your navel. Okay? Anyone else? How do you create no karmas? Yes, 9.
By eliminating the thought.
Not even having a thought. Okay, how do you create no karmas? Yes, baby.
액션을 취할 제가 없으면은 될 것 같습니다. 행할 나 자체가 없으면은 공해지면은 될 것 같습니다.
If there is no I, if I become empty, then I don't create karma.
Can I borrow $100? This deserves $100. See, we've been going round and round and round. Who's creating karmas? What? What? You want to vomit or what? This woman is struggling. How many days has it been?
I'm finishing 11, and at 4:30, I'll go into 12.
It makes sense to me. I hope you make it. Don't die before that. You sound like you're dying. Okay, see, who's creating karmas? There's someone who's creating karmas. If you want to have no karmas, then have no one creating karmas. Empty yourself, not enter samadhi. Enter samadhi is too vague. Okay? If you get into a no self state, then whatever you do is not creating karmas. Okay? No karmas. I don't see nothing. Anyone else? Oh, there you go. Did you have a question? That's 8.
So how do you get into non-self state?
If you have to ask, shame on you. Are we in trouble? Yes, JMT.
깨닫습니다.
She says, beat her on the head.
Become enlightened.
Become enlightened. Yeah? Beat her up. Slap her. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay? Non-action. I see. Ultimately, this is what ultimately precepts, holding precepts means. Do not create karmas. Ultimately. Okay? Just for your reference. Next, having one mind. What mind are we talking about? The 9 samadhis. Okay? The 8 samadhis and the exhaustion of feelings and thought samadhi. Got that? Those are the 9 samadhis. Having one view. What view are we talking about? The view about the Four Noble Truths. With no disagreement about the Four Noble Truths. Okay? Following one path. the path of beyond study. Okay? Attaining one liberation. Liberation meaning that you're free of all sufferings. In order to be free of all sufferings, you have to certify to nirvana. And in this case, in nirvana with residues, that's the nirvana of the sound hearers. Okay, just for your reference. Don't worry about it. I want you to hear about these things. 69, Great Assembly. Among the Great Assembly, 8,000 bhikshus. Great Assembly is from the word Maha, Ta in Chinese, has three translations. The Sanskrit word Maha here could be great, superior, or numerous. Great, because it's respected by the great kings. Very precise definition, folks. Okay? Not great because I say so. It's great because it is respected and praised by the great kings. Okay? It is superior because it surpassed the 995 categories of non-Buddhist teachers. In India back then, when the Buddha came to the world, he had to contend with the Indian sages. And they're called sages because they have offered 96 different types of views, different philosophies they consider to be superior to ordinary people's thinking. And so here in Buddhism, superior or great means that it transcends even those teachers, non-Buddhist teachers. Therefore, it's great. All right? Numerous because it's a lot. Furthermore, slide 70, for in Buddhism, in Mahayana in particular, we call them great bhikshus, great arhats, okay? Meaning they refer to the fact that they have great wisdom and attaining the mind that's called superior, attaining unhindered, that's called numerous, okay? So that's another aspect of the concept of great. Unhindered, okay? And he's able to understand their mind, okay? Understand purity of mind, okay? And they have great wisdom. And when these three of a great aspects of great are perfected, they're called paramitas. Okay? And in general, we call arhats the great arhats because they're able to achieve these aspects. All right? Bhikshus. Bhikshus, again, is Sanskrit word. It has three meanings. Po bu mo, and qi shu. Okay? Meaning what? Po destroyer of evil. Bu mo, frightener of demons, or Mara. Mara is the king of the demons. And mendicant, qi shu. Okay? Destroy evil. How do you destroy evil? If you're interested, see, the Catholics are never interested in learning how to destroy evil. They're only interested in impressing others with knowledge. Okay? How do you destroy evil? By cultivating precepts, concentration, and wisdom. By guarding against unwholesome karmas. By eliminating mental confusion. And by understanding emptiness of thoughts. What's emptiness of thoughts? This is very good review for you. Okay? You actually could use this terminology because this is central to Buddhist concepts, to Buddhist teachings. What is emptiness of thoughts? The thoughts are empty. What does it mean thoughts are empty? My young one, I let you go first now. What does it mean thoughts are empty?
I don't know, Master. I don't know, Master.
I don't know. She had to prepare answer already. Anyone else? What's emptiness of thoughts? Seven.
It's not real.
It's not real? Who else? What's emptiness of thoughts? 3.
No production.
No production. What's emptiness of thoughts? These are fundamental concepts I'm reviewing for you so that when people come and ask you questions, okay, you can see how much they understand. They throw things at you and you say, excuse me, I'm not sure I understand emptiness of thoughts in your question. What is that? And you say, no, you Buddhist, you don't even know what emptiness of thoughts is? Oh my God, how disgusting, I'm out of here. What's emptiness of thoughts? Give me an example of emptiness of thoughts. I give you one example. It's hot. What's emptiness of thoughts then? The young one, 8.
오온에 집착하지 않는다는 것입니다. 오온에 집착하지 않는 것.
Let me guess. Sangwuksin, let me guess. Let's go buy some ice cream.
아이스크림 사러 간다는 것입니다. We are not attached to it.
We're not attached to it. Okay, who was here? Oh, it's another. Yes, sir. Catholic, Daniel.
Being able to drop the thought of if you feel hot, they say you drop the thought of feeling hot.
He talks so good. How you drop the thought of I'm hot when you're perspiring okay? And you're fidgeting? How do you drop that, sir?
For me, AC.
AC. See, AC, yeah, of course. Yes, 9.
All thoughts realize all the false thought. That's why.
Don't false thought, okay? Go forth.
Emptiness of thought is no affliction.
No affliction? That's emptiness of thoughts? Boy, is he in trouble? When you go home, you look at your wife who asks you, where do you be?
Still no affliction, Master.
Still no affliction. He's been have plenty of drills. Yeah. Okay. What's emptiness of thoughts? So hot. I'm perspiring. What's emptiness of thoughts? Daniel says, get some AC. Yeah. 6.
Samadhi.
Samadhi. Okay. Emptiness of thoughts, meaning thoughts are empty. What does it mean? Thoughts are empty. This is very fundamental concepts in Chan, in Buddhism. You see, the Dharma masters preach about emptiness of thoughts, but you ask them, what is emptiness of thought? How do I have emptiness of thoughts? They don't know. That's why I asked you. Dharma Master, what's emptiness of thoughts? Thoughts are empty, meaning what? Go first.
Thầy, nó giống như là thầy nói nóng nhưng mà mình không có bỏ thêm tư tưởng của mình vô mà mình chỉ nhận nó thôi.
Emptiness of thoughts means that the thought arises. It's so hot. Emptiness of thought means that in the back,
you fall asleep.
You fall asleep. JMT.
JMT입니다.
생각이 공하다는 것은 파도가 일어났다가 사라지는 것과 같습니다. 생각은 일어났다가 사라집니다.
It's like a wave. The wave come and die. So thoughts arise and it die.
Thought arises and it dies. Okay. Emptiness of thought, meaning that thought there, it's so hot. It's a thought, yes? You say, you're the devil. Back. This is what Daniel taught the trained to do. Back, you evil. Yes, one.
생각에 움직이지 않습니다. 아무것도 하지 않습니다.
Do nothing. Don't be moved by thought.
Exactly. Now I feel better about him going back to K-Land. You too late, go for us. Forget it. Yeah, you want to say anything, you can go ahead. Now you know the answer. See, they gave up. Emptiness of thoughts. Okay? Whatever thought arises is empty, meaning that do nothing. It's empty, it's meaningless. Okay? Can break evil from view and thought delusions. When you have view delusions and thought delusions, you create evil. That's the meaning here. If you have delusions, you're bound to create evil. Daniel, for example, do you have view delusions? How about thought delusions, sir?
I'm not sure. Yes.
Yes, you do. Therefore, you are
evil.
Evil, thank you. Okay, see, he admits it himself. All right? Isn't it interesting? If you have view delusion, thought delusions, then you're evil. We explain view and thought delusion a little bit later. Okay? Pray with me, bear with me. Okay? So what is view and thought delusions? Since you can't wait, let's go into them. That's later already. Okay? I want you to memorize these things. It's worth memorizing. Okay? That's part of your wisdom. You cannot have wisdom unless you recognize these things that prevent you from having wisdom. Is that clear? All the people who indulge in these, who believe and hang on tightly to the view and thought delusions, okay, they are doing evil. They have no wisdom whatsoever. Is that clear? So until you begin to do away with these delusions, view and thought delusions, that's when your wisdom will begin to manifest. And this is what the non-Buddhists don't understand. We Buddhists talk about wisdom. So how do you open wisdom in Buddhism? Quickly, I'm running out of time. How do you open wisdom in Buddhism? You know why don't we have wisdom? Because of your thought and view delusions. Yeah? Is that clear? So in order for you to open your wisdom, what do you do then? You get rid of your thought and view delusions. That's the only way, folks. People, the non-Buddhists, talk about wisdom, but they don't know what it is. In Buddhism, we're precise. We say Buddhist wisdom is that the absence of view delusions and thought delusions. Your first stage arhat, all right? You must get rid of view delusions. Second stage, third stage, thought delusions. Fourth stage, more view and thought delusions. We are very scientific folks. It's not by chance that you certify to 4A because you are being guided systematically on undoing those delusions. And you don't even need to know. Okay, now you know. If you need to explain it, then I explain it to you, it makes sense to you. But until you get there, you see, you don't even need to know what they are, the process. I rest my case, okay? So what are the view delusions? Now that you're there, many of you are there already, I need you to memorize these things. And you understand why. Because if you memorize them now, you'll be able to clean out even more. Because all we did for you is bring you through this narrow alley for you, where you're free from thought and view delusions. Okay? Now it's time for you to expand so that you can be at ease wherever you are. Right now, you're only comfortable in this very narrow zone that we carved out for you. Okay, dokie? Okay, so remember, memorize. This is your homework, okay? Slide 72. View delusions are view of body, extreme views, deviant views, view grasping at views, excessive prohibition views. Memorize them. I don't care, English, Vietnamese, Chinese, Indian, Sanskrit, Pali, doesn't matter. Catholic, I don't care, just memorize them. Okay? Thought delusions or dull servants are greed, anger, stupidity, arrogance, and doubt. And I want you to memorize these, it's very important for you. Not only for yourself, again, yourself because you need to broaden it. Your stability, making yourself more stable. And also, you all will be in the future be able to help others. You're there already in order to help others. Now you understand that you need to help them. That's what it takes to help them. Okie dokie? It's nothing haphazard. Haphazardous in our world. Everything is very deliberate. Everything has to be planned out and guided like ballistic missile. Okay? Memorize them. If you don't know what they are, look up in a Buddhist dictionary. They're very important concepts. We stop here today. Thank you, everyone. We're back to slide 71. We still have frightened of demons.